So the topic that I've chosen is fashion and sexual mate selection. So there are certain traits that males and females use to select their partner. For males, they look for their complexion, lips, curves, breasts, buttocks, mouth, and eyes. On the other hand, females look for their cheekbone, height, muscularity, facial hair, buttocks, financial status, and their chin. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the fashion trends from the past. Let's take a look at the Roaring Twenties, alright? The Roaring Twenties is a phrase used to describe the 1920s. Some of the characteristics of the Roaring Twenties are jazz age, the prohibition, the flappers, and the red scarf. Also was a fad for bob hair, the production of Model T cars, and the invention of the radio. Another trend from the past is the hippie era. The hippie subculture was originally a youth movement that arose in the United States during the mid-1960s, swiftly spreading to other countries around the world. Some created their own social groups and communities, listened to psychedelic rock, embraced the sexual revolution, and used drugs such as marijuana and LSD to explore alternative state of consciousness. Hippie fashions and values had a major effect on culture, influencing popular music, television, film, lit. Rock and roll is another trend from the past. Rock and roll is a genre of popular music that originated and evolved in the United States during the late 1940s and early 1950s, primarily from a combination of the blues, country music, and gospel music. Rockabilly usually refers to the type of rock and roll music which was played and recorded in the mid-1950s by white singers such as the ever-popular Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis, who drew mainly on the country roots of the music. Rock and roll is often identified with the emergence of teen culture among the first baby boomer generation, who had both greater relative affluence, leisure, and who adopted rock and roll as part of a distinct subculture. From its early 1950s inception through the early 1960s, rock and roll music spawned new dance craze. Hip hop is the last trend from the past that we are going to review. Hip hop is a modern subculture that originated in the 1970s in the inner city African American and Latino American community of New York City. DJ Afrika Bambaataa outlined the four pillars of hip hop culture, which are MCing, DJing, b-boying, and graffiti writing. Here are some modern fashion trends for women, which is the bondage trend. Next, these are the modern fashion trend for men. For these two modern fashion trends, I think that they are attracted to the slim look. This trend tends to emphasize a male or female body, and this is what makes it attractive, especially when the male is well bodied and muscular, and the female is curvaceous or bustier. Yes, I agree that there are changes in perception of sexual attractiveness over time. This is due to the fact that fashion trends and what male or female of the time perceive as good to look at and beautiful. Long hair on guys may be good to look at 50 years ago, during the hippie era, but not now, where guys prefer to keep their hair short.